What's happening, world? Good morning, Yeti. How you doing, sir?
Hey, what's up, man? I'm good. Good to see you.
Hey, we've got a special guest. We've got an Olympian.
Woo!
That's the face I made. When she agreed, I was like, yeah, we need to get you on board ASAP. So our next guest, 2011 Pan American Games gold medalist, 2012 bronze medalist at the Olympic Games in London. So I need to get the lowdown of like how the food was and all that kind of stuff, because we always get a lot of flack. Also 2015 World Cup quarterfinalist, and also 46 caps for Canadian soccer national team, which is a huge amount. Ladies and gentlemen, Lauren Sesselmann, how you doing?
I'm doing great. What up, everybody? Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on. So give us a little rundown of how you got involved in soccer, because I know when you was younger, you got the handles to play basketball as well. So what made you choose soccer?
Honestly, I think first I was going to always be a basketball player because I wanted to be like my dad. He was a huge basketball and baseball player. And so my love started with that sport. And I mean, it continued to grow. But I got into soccer because I was surrounded by the neighborhood boys, and I would just go out there and beat them up every day. So I was like, ooh, I kind of like this sport. And my brothers got me into it. They're both goalies. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to give this a go. My mom signed me up. It was co-ed. I was 11 when I started. I went out there for practice, and I sat on the bench most of the time because I was like, I don't want to do this. I just want to play basketball. And then the coach was like, come on, Sess, let's go. So I went out there. I threw a boy on the ground. I scored a goal. My mom picked me up and I said, this is the coolest sport ever. And from then on out, I became addicted, and it was kind of like my life. And I started playing 2 years up, and then I watched the 99ers, and just the love just grew. And I'm like, Mom, I want to do that one day. So so soccer just kind of was my sport, and I loved every single minute of it.
Awesome. Hey, could you talk to me? I'm really interested in how you ended up playing for Team Canada, the national team up there. Mm-hmm. Just like how you ended up playing for them, growing up in the United States. It sounded like your dad was born in Canada. Is that what you were able to do?
Yeah. So my father, so I have a parent or grandparent that's from a different country. You can play for that country. And my father was born in Newfoundland, Canada. And I would say Wisconsin's pretty much Canada anyway, as we got the cheese curds and everything. So I think, and I would go camping in Canada all the time. So I felt pretty Canadian. I mean, we say A all the time. So they got that Yooper accent. So I feel like I kind of just really fit in. And when I got the call, I was like, yes, sir, let's go. So it's been kind of a whirlwind, and it was the best decision I ever made.
And that's something you just like applied and they send film to them, or how do they select you?
So I when I found out that I could play, I wish I would have found out earlier, but when someone kind of told me, that's the whole point of like why I'm a mentor now, because I had nobody kind of helping me with the process. Right. I reached out to them and I was like, hey guys, like, this is me. This is who I am. This is, what I'm good at. This is what position I played. This is what team I'm on. Can you guys watch me? Crickets kept sending like every couple of months, crickets. I'm like, cool. All right. Maybe it's never going to happen. And they're like, oh yeah, we'll keep you in mind. Yeah. Never got an opportunity. And then even into my first 3 years in the pros, never really got an opportunity. And then literally like the day after, I told my dad I just didn't think I could do this anymore, because I wasn't really playing much in the pros. And I was like, okay, 3 years, I gave it all I got, and I worked hard. And I was like, am I done with this? We didn't make any money. So it's, a lot of female athletes have to come to those terms. And so I was kind of like, and I wanted to have kids and all this stuff. So I was kind of just like really sad about the whole situation. And then the next day I get the call, I get the email that says, it was after the 2011 World Cup. Canada didn't perform, the way that they anticipated. And so they got a new coach, and the new coach was like, I'm revamping everything. So basically he was bringing in a lot of new players. I was 26 or 27 at the time. So that kind of ages me right now. To let you get the hell there.
That's prime time.
Yeah,
that's prime time.
Yeah, that's prime time. And so when I got the opportunity, I went in there to camp, and it was cool. But the only thing that was crazy about the situation is I was a forward. And when I first day at camp, he's like, you're going to left back. And I was like, And anybody that's ever been thrown into a fullback position, it is like literally the hardest position to play ever. And I'm like,
preach.
Great. My first day at camp, I'm gonna get cut. Cool. Well, it was a good while it lasted. But I scored like from midfield. I just crushed it. I just rocked it and went upper 90. And he just looked at me and he's like, oh. And then 4 days later was starting against the US. And then my career just took off. So as I always echo to a lot of these younger players, I was like, when it's your time to shine, you shine. I mean, I didn't play, as I said, the first 3 years in the pros. And then when I got the opportunity, I took it.
That's what I'm saying about left back. People don't realize we're just on an island, and people's just like, we get paid the least, and then we're doing all the work. that's just the way it goes.
Exactly.
You didn't score from midfield though, Jordan.
Yeah, my coach never let me go forward.
He was like, stay back, stay. Well,
Yeah, exactly.
I was kind of one of those too, because I was just so deep. I was like, don't mess up. You're playing against like Heather O'Reilly and like the fastest girls in the world. And you're like, don't mess up forward, because if you lose it, it's all your fault.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a mind game. I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Hard.
Less is more. So tell us about your Olympic experience, because obviously it was in England, my home country. So how were the dynamics within like living in like the village? Because everything
know
was
the dirty information, don't you?
No, what are you always trying to say? I'm not.
No more cardboard beds.
Yeah.
Honestly, soccer is different because you're not really in the village that much, because you're in all the different areas for all the different stadiums and stuff like that. So you're mostly staying out of hotels, but you're there for the beginning, and then you get to go there to party at the end. And you know what? It was a cool experience. Like I was walking around and I saw Usain Bolt and I was like, oh my gosh, you know, like you're going to see these athletes that inspire you and that you aspire to be like, and just being in that competitive community where everyone has the same goal is pretty freaking special. And just be like, wow, these many people, not a lot of people from all these different countries are getting this insane opportunity to be here.
Yep.
So it was just great. Like, and then being in the dining hall was just cool because you'd be like, oh, he's cute. Okay. But then you're like, focus, Lauren, focus, you know? and then there was McDonald's glaring at you, because I'm sure you guys read about that. All the athletes just go crazy and go ham on McDonald's at the end. So
how was the food in England? Because in
England,
we get a lot of stick about our cuisine.
Yeah, honestly, what was cool about it is they had food from all over the world. So different types of food. And so you can just pick and choose what you wanted to eat. So you could be healthy one day, not healthy. And so I didn't have anything bad to say about it. And then when we were mostly in the hotels, as I said, so we had everything like catered in and meeting our dietary restrictions and stuff like that. So I had no issues with the food. And I honestly, London was cool. I can't wait to go back there.
Yes.
It is cool.
If we had the weather, it would be the best place on earth, but unfortunately it's raining most of the time.
But honestly, playing soccer in the rain is more fun than anything. Like, I love it. Yeah, but you're a man. You don't like to get dirty and aggressive. Like women are crazy.
I've seen your sliding tackles. Look, you mentioned earlier that you took a boy down, so like, another part of that.
So were the other Olympians, were they very social with all you guys? Was it, pretty good mix, or was everybody kind of staying to themselves, being focused, or how was that?
I mean, here and there, I think people are honed in. I mean, it's like, don't talk to me. I'm like in my little bubble, like with my teammates and stuff like that. And I mean, you try to have a little bit of fun and interact with people and get to know people, because it's a pretty cool, atmosphere. But for the most part, it's like, you don't want to do anything wrong, So like, I mean, that was my first experience. And so I was kind of just like this, like a deer in headlights, like, I don't know what to do, but just enjoying it,
Yeah.
So it was awesome.
And obviously going there and getting bronze medal is huge, because a lot of people, like you said, there's thousands of people there, and to come away with the hardware, you know what I mean? It must have been a great accomplishment for yourself.
I mean, playing in Newcastle, Wembley, Old Trafford, and like being sold out, like the fans going crazy, the atmosphere, and then seeing the bronze medal come down, and we should have been gold. That's why. That's a whole other topic about why it should have been a gold medal. The ref is no longer allowed to rest ever again. That's why they keep replaying our game against the US. But yeah, seeing like the bronze medal and like the flag come down, just having my family there was the most insane. Like, it just brings tears to my eyes, like thinking about it. Like, I can't even imagine what these athletes are going through right now, having no fans, like at the Olympics. Like, it is a mind, you know, like it's tough on you mentally. But so having family in an atmosphere where they're cheering you on definitely 100% helps you. So, it was insane. That's all I can say.
Where's your medal now? Because obviously a lot of us athletes, most of our stuff is at like our family's house. That's why the back, you see, it's all bare. I'm trying to get my shirts up, but they're all at my mom's house.
No, mine's the same. Like, I have a lot at my family's house. I have my medal tucked away in a drawer right now, but when I finally get like an apartment where I can really like, you know, it's so cool. I go on these podcasts and everyone's got like amazing stuff in the background. I'm like, white wall, nothing. Yeah. Like, you know, so I want to put up jerseys and do all that with the medals and stuff like that.
That's normally Scooter's house, but at the minute he's got a power shortage, so he can't be there.
Almost all week. It's rough around here. Michigan. DTE.
Old Michigan.
So what you got going on now? Tell us a few of the things. I see your Instagram. You're always busy doing stuff and always traveling.
Trying to.
What you up to now?
I'm a hustler. No, I'm just kidding. So kind of ever since I retired, I've been putting my energy into helping like our next generation of athletes. You know, like as I mentioned earlier, like when I was going through the process, I didn't really have a mentor to kind of guide me. And I think my career would have been completely different. Not that it wasn't amazing, but even better. And so now I'm helping a lot of these players try to figure out, you know, the whole draft process, the whole pro process, trying to help them help them with the branding side of it, because obviously we don't make a lot of money. Just kind of showing them different ways to get noticed. And so we started a mentorship company called Ultrain Sports, where we match pro athletes from around the world, pro soccer players as of right now, with teams and kids to kind of get mentoring. And, you know, we talk mental health and just kind of help them with their whole journeys, because a lot of these kids, they don't want to talk to their parents. They don't want to talk to their coaches. They're going through a lot, but if they can resonate with somebody that's, you know, that they look up to and did what they want to do, I think it's really special. So that's been great. And now I just became a sports agent, which, you know, at first I never thought I was going to become an agent, but now everyone's always been like, Steph, you'd be so good at it. And I was like, okay, so I'm trying my hand at it. And it's just really rewarding to be able to help these players, because I personally had terrible agents. Sorry. Like, they were terrible. Like, they'd always try to take advantage of the women, or they have like a roster of 600 million players and you never get any treatment. And it's really hard on you, like, mentally. And so I want to be an agent where I'm really like helping these players and really staying on top of things for them and just making sure they're getting constant communication. And a lot of them were being taken advantage of, having to pay all this money up front. And a lot of players just don't know that stuff. Like, you're not supposed to do that. And then I'm starting a clothing line as well.
You do men's? Do you do men's?
Yes.
Two questions. Do you do men's? And do you do double XL?
Yes.
You got a linebacker in the building.
Yes. That has been a lot of things that people have asked for. So we're in the beginning stages of it. It's something that I wanted to do for many, many years, and I'm finally doing it. So it's like, it's going to be pretty dope once it comes out. So, but yeah, those are kind of like my main focus, and then just do a little bit of other fun stuff. I just did a soccer movie, actually, that will be coming out, called Little Angels, where I get to be a crazy coach on the sideline. So no
more cess then.
No more, seriously. No more nice cess. I'm like, Yeah, the director's like, whoa, you did a good job at that. I'm like, well, maybe I'm secretly crazy. I am a Leo, so no, I'm just kidding. But just fun stuff like that. And then we just got off an amazing weekend of winning the UWS championship. So shout out to the Blue Heat squad.
There you go, getting dubs. And then the Bucks won. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers is going back to Green Bay. It's been a great week.
And Cobb. Oh yeah. So I'm also doing an NFL podcast too that I should give a shout out to. So we're starting that soon. So we'll be talking a lot. I'll be talking most about Packers. The other guys will be talking about some crazy stuff. So
you should get Stewart on there as well.
Let's hear your
we're gonna get there.
Let's hear your Packers rundown. What's your scouting report on them this year? Obviously excited about Aaron Rodgers coming back. What do you What do you think?
And Randall Cobb,
yeah.
like we get Devontae Adams and Randall Cobb. You know what? This whole situation with Rodgers is just like, as an athlete, like I understand, and just seeing outside people and their opinions on it, it's been crazy. But look, he's coming back, and that's all that matters. And we don't know what's going on behind closed doors, and so my scouting report is Super Bowl, baby. There you go. That's all I got for you. That's all I got for you.
Well, for the Packers, I mean, they've been in it for the last decade or something, ever since Aaron Rodgers. I mean, even before that with Favre. So it's pretty much Super Bowl or bust for them every year.
Yep, very true.
Seriously,
one last question.
One last question. I'm ready for it.
What sport is the hardest? Football, as in American football, or soccer football? If you was say if you was an athlete, just a run-of-the-mill athlete that was kind of decent in all areas, what sport would be harder to do? Because every guest we have on, we ask the same question.
No, and let me tell you, I've had a lot of American football players be like, I can play soccer. Like, I just had someone say that to me. I said, okay, let's go. And so we went out on the field, because I trained with a lot of the NFL guys. And I was like, okay, let's go on the field. Megged him 4 times in a row. Like, the way he was playing defense, I was like, I know that's how you play defense for your position, but no, that's a no. And he's like, okay, respect. Like, it's a hard sport, but it's 2 different sports. Our endurance levels are pretty crazy. You guys are fast with your hands and feet, but our foot skills is just another level. But I've been impressed with some football players that can juggle the ball pretty well and stuff like that. But I mean, let's ask Dan. Can you play soccer?
I played when I was a kid. I love soccer. It's a lot of fun. I'm just better at hitting people.
You know what?
And I'd get in trouble in soccer.
Like, the way that you just said that is just like, put me in, because like, sign me up, Packers, because I love to hit people. So I would love to get a chance. I mean, obviously it's a little bit different story with 300-pound men coming at me, but maybe I could be a field goal kicker or something.
Yeah, you could hold it down out there. I'm sure there's some soft corners out there you could probably beat up on.
You know what? This is ready. Let's go. I've been training. Look at these.
There you go. Good show. Hey, pleasure for coming on the show. It's always fun getting to talk to you. And like I said, when that clothing comes out, hook up the boys. Hook up the grind. Guys.
I got you all.
Thanks for having me. No, thank you very much. Cheers out.
Thanks a lot, Lauren.
No problem. See you guys.